Come on, let's do it. Okay, one, two. So we give us a little teaser if we can do it. Oh, wow, new alloy design. The color for today, bright dusk metallic. Oh, come on, we just have to do it. So I'm super stoked. Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel Volvo Christian, and welcome to what's going to be a pretty epic video. I can't believe I got the opportunity to be here today to make this video about this car and share with you guys. It's a real privilege and I'm really grateful that I could be here today. So a huge thanks to Volvo Car Norway for inviting me on this trip. It was an easy yes from my hand, because what we got under the cover here are pretty darn special. I'm going to pull it off in just a couple of minutes. But as I said, a real privilege to be here. This is definitely the highlight of my YouTube career, and it's going to be the highlight for quite some time. It's going to be hard to top this video I'm going to make for you today. So I really hope you will enjoy this video. This is a real pinch me in the arm moment. This is like taking off the bucket list. I've reached nirvana. I finally get to pull off the cover of a world premiere car, and a car that sits pretty close to my heart. The new XC90. I probably have goosebumps and my heart is racing. But this is a real pinch me in the arm moment. The all new, this is a heavily redesigned facelift of the XC90. But the story actually began in 2014. We actually have to go back to the 27th of May 2014, when Volvo gave us the first teaser picture for this generation of the XC90. I made a video about that a couple of days ago with the history of the XC90. So if you haven't seen that, I can link it down below. But 27th of May, and then 3 months later, the 20th of August in 2014, they revealed the XC90 as we know it today. And now I'm recording this video on the 20th of August 2024. So we are 10 years after, and this will be uploaded the 4th of September. But 10 years has passed. What has happened? Well, we got a facelift in February 2019 for the model year 20. Then we got a light facelift. We had a new front end. We had some new back bumpers and some new interior upholsteries, some new colors, minor changes. But now, when we're celebrating 10 years, we will have the biggest update on the XC90 as we know it. Because the XC90 are very important for Volvo. So this will be the biggest change so far. This is going to have fundamental changes to both exterior design, interior design, and also under the skin, so that it will be on top of its game for the coming years. Because this is still very important, even with the introduction of Volvo's EX90, the fully electric EX90. This is still very important for Volvo cars in order to reach their goals, both in sales volume and also profit margins. So the XC90, very important. These will actually live side by side for many years to come, both the XC90 and the EX90. But I think that was enough talk, enough chatter. Now, I think I just have to rip off the cover. I hope you're ready. I have actually never seen it before. Volvo Norway and Volvo Cars didn't want to show me any pictures. So this is the first time I'm seeing it live. I actually requested to have it under this cover, so it would be a first for me as well. So I'm super stoked now. Come on, it's a huge cover. Come on, we should have it. Oh, look at that! Wow. Oi, we have the new XC90. Model year 25. Bright dusk, but now the front, I just have to look at this. Oi, wow. Wow. Pretty interesting front. You see it's completely redesigned. Wow. New iteration of the Torslanda LED. Maybe I should move the camera slightly closer so you can see it. But you see, this is a completely different design language. Completely new, to make it more cohesive in the Volvo lineup, so that it will be more in comparison, or more cohesive with Volvo's electric versions, like the EX90 and the soon to come ES90, and then next year hopefully we will see the EX60. So this XC90 are now redesigned to be more cohesive in the family, design wise. But let's start to look at the front. So as we see here, completely new front. Really quite elegant and stylish. But as you see, it's completely redesigned to be more cohesive in the electric design with the EX90 and the other cars that's coming. But you can see here, if we start to take one by one element, we have a new iteration of the Thor's hammer with a little split here, so we have two lines. Actually pretty nice. We also have some standing, it's not air vents, but this is just the core plate with some chrome inserts at the end. Chrome inserts at the lower bumper, but completely redesigned. It's a huge difference to what we're previously familiar with. And this is finished off in a bright exterior theme. Previously we known that as Inscription. We also have a dark exterior theme that was previously our design. I haven't seen pictures of that. Volvo didn't want to show us any pictures before the actual day, but if I get a picture of a dark exterior, I will just overlay it here in the video. But this is the bright style, previously Inscription. But you see here, these diagonal lines, actually quite classy. I really like it actually, but I'm usually more drawn to the dark versions. But yeah, we can overlay that. But you see, completely new bumper, new decor here, new iteration of the Thor's hammer, completely new grille. We also have a new hood or bonnet redesigned with this. Looks pretty darn good. I can overlay a B-roll eventually. And we also have a new alloy design. This is just one of them. It was said that we will get several new alloys. Let me see how big this is. I'm betting 22s or 21. Let me see. Here we have it. 22-inch alloys, 275, 35. So same dimensions as I have on my press car at the moment. We also have a redesigned charging flap. Luckily without this flap under here. So redesigned front. Then if we now jump to the rear, you see we have also a new tail lamp. It's more darkened than previously. The shape is approximately the same. Very distinct XC90. There's not much that's changed here. We have the same chrome inserts that we have on the current bright versions. The same model designation, T8 plug-in hybrid. They are slightly back and forward between if it's going to be called plug-in hybrid or twin engine. T8 twin engine or T8 plug-in hybrid. Either way, not much has changed back here. It's just the lights. And then, yeah, the alloys. And one of the biggest highlights for me with the exterior. And as I said, I haven't seen the dark version, but one of the biggest highlights for me, we can finally now say that we have a red XC90. Because when Volvo released the XC90 R design back in September 2014, they gave us two signature colors. They gave us bursting blue and they gave us passion red. Sadly, we only had the passion red available for 2 or 3 years. We had it on model year 17 and model year 18, if my memory doesn't fool me, because I think it was discontinued on model year 19. But finally, we can say we have a red color. Because if you have followed the EX90 journey, then you know that the EX90 are available in a color that's called Mulberry Red. And yes, finally, the XC90 are gonna get Mulberry Red. So we can say we have a red XC90. I'm super stoked to see that red color on the XC90. I've seen it a couple of times on the EX90 and I have to say it looks pretty good. It's not as bold as the passion red. It's not as out there. It's more smoked out, but it looks pretty cool. And I would love to see it on the dark version. But that was the Mulberry Red. Another cool thing with this redesigned XC90 are that it's actually available today. You can actually just call your dealer today, the 4th of September, just, hello Friedenberg, just put me up for one. I want one. It's available today. And that was actually quite surprising for me. I was 100% sure that Volvo were going to release it as a model year 26. So start of production early next year. But Volvo didn't want to wait. So it's actually available now. And the production starts in just a couple of weeks. So this will actually be a model year 25. And that is, Volvo does it again, because just outside here, I have my own Volvo Norway's press car. That is a model year 25. And this facelift are also a model year 25. But this will be a model year 25.5. So late production of the model year 25. There's going to be a huge difference in these two cars. But we saw the same a couple of years ago when Volvo took a technical update for the XC90. And that elegantly takes us over to the engine options in this redesigned XC90. Because the new redesigned XC90 are available with 3 different engines. We have the 2 mild hybrids. We have the B5 all-wheel drive. That is a petrol engine in front, providing 250 horsepower, mechanical all-wheel drive with a mild hybrid system connected to it. And then we have the stronger B6 all-wheel drive, also petrol-based. But now we have 300 horsepower in front, but also same mechanical all-wheel drive and the mild hybrid system. It's going to be market specific what countries that gets these two, B5 and B6, because here in Norway we won't get the B5 and B6. We had the diesel B5 earlier, but then that one got discontinued. So now we only have the T8 plug-in hybrid, and it's the same one as we have here. This is the T8 plug-in hybrid. And as I started with talking about, are that in model year 22, specifically the late production, so model year 22.5, then Volvo gave the XC90 a huge technical update. So they made a bigger battery, went up to 18.8 kilowatt hours, 3 layers, usable capacity 14.9 kilowatt hours. Stronger rear electric motor, up from 87 to 145 horsepower. So system power are 455, because in the T8 variant, the petrol engine provides 310 horsepower. So 310 plus 145, 455. Sadly, Volvo didn't give the facelift any updates in terms of the T8 powertrain. I would love to see more range, not necessarily more power. But that is the 3 options we have: B5, B6 and the T8 twin engine or plug-in hybrid. So that is the motors we have available. But now we have to step inside. I have taken a couple of glances in, and it's going to be huge changes on the update. So join me on the inside. Jumping inside the redesigned XC90. And just the first thought, looks really, really good. I just love the door cards. That is one thing I really cherished with the current XC90. We have this leather material or imitated leather on top with contrast stitching. Really nice decor inlays here in the doors before we are over to the Nordico inserts here on the armrest. Looks so darn good. But now let's jump in. Let's jump in. And as you see here, huge changes compared to the existing XC90. Horizontal stretched dashboard with pretty nice textured material. We still have the leather wrapped dashboard on top with the Bowers & Wilkins tweeter, but now we have some texture going on here. This looks really, really good. And we continue with the decor inserts along the center or along the dashboard here. And then the screen, bigger, no more is now what's it called, freestanding. It's not integrated the same way as before, because now you see it goes higher than the dash. Freestanding, we're going to talk more about that afterwards. But then Volvo have also redesigned the center console, and the focus there was 3 areas. Firstly, they wanted more storage space, so I'm gonna open this one up shortly. They also redesigned the cup holders, but see here the storage, yeah, bigger than we had. And now redesigned cup holders. Instead of the 2 cup holder situation that we have in the current XC90, we now have a 2+1. See if I can find a can so we can take for measurements. It's always good to have some props. And luckily I had a little can. So we have 2 cup holders here, but now we also have a little one in the middle. Maybe my little can was too little. But this, yeah, now we have a 2+1. They have also conveniently placed the smartphone charger. I can't even talk now. The smartphone charger is now more conveniently placed here in the front instead of inside or under the cup holders here. So yeah, completely redesigned. Looks pretty darn good. just take out this so I won't spill anything. Just set them on the outside and then closing up the doors. Another thing that Volvo have focused on with this refreshed XC90 are noise insulation. This is actually going to be more quiet than the current XC90. And one of the things they have done are in the A pillar and in the B pillar, they actually have acoustic foam inside of them for more quiet cabin. And I think the current XC90 are really quiet. So it's going to be exciting to see how quiet this will be with the new acoustic foam to just dampen it even more for that calm and peaceful experience it is when you're driving a XC90. It's so peaceful. I just think of serenity and just completely peaceful. We also, it's peaceful unless you have the Bowers & Wilkins blasting that I often have. But we also have a new speaker grid for the Bowers & Wilkins stereo. More equivalent to what we can find in the EX90. And this is just these small touches that really elevates the overall sensation here in this car. We still have beautiful materials, fabric wrapped sun visors. This is just the things I love. But another thing we're going to talk about are actually the seat upholsteries. Because as you see here, we haven't seen this in the current XC90. This is a completely new seat upholstery. This is called Nordico. And this exact one are the cardamom version. We have this quilting in the lower part of the backrest here. It looks really, really classy. And I'm actually a huge fan of this Nordico. I've only seen it once because when I attended the behind the scene event with Volvo cars like 2 or 3 months ago, they had a EX90 in the wind tunnel that had this interior. And I just stretched in just to feel it. And now this is the first time I'm seeing it in a full scale. And I have to say, it feels really, really good. It's not Nappa leather good, but I could definitely go for this upholstery here. Another cool thing are that, sadly, I haven't seen any pictures of it, but they have a new interior upholstery called herringbone are the word. Herringbone weave. I haven't seen that material, so I'm not quite sure what type of material it is. But if we think about weave, in Polestar 2 and Polestar 3 we had the weave tech. That was like a wetsuit material. Not a fan of that one, but in the Volvo world we have seen the weave mentioned in the city weave. And that was a textile material. The city weave, I just love that upholstery. That was a blonde version, the light version. Yeah, really, really gorgeous. And it's just something about the word herringbone. It just makes me all warm and cozy. It sounds like a British word, maybe Scottish, like the English countryside. Just peaceful. Herringbone. Herringbone. I'm really excited to see how that looks. Hopefully, probably it will be a textile material. But I'm guessing we will have some interesting patterns or structure in the backrest. So I'm going to be excited to see that. If I get the picture available before this video has to go up live, I'll just overlay it here somewhere so you can see it. But I'm guessing a textile material. I'm also not sure if that upholstery are available across the different trim levels. Because if we think about the city weave, that was only available in the lower trim levels. So you couldn't get city weave and then go for ultra spec. So I'm not quite sure how this turns out with the herringbone. But yeah, excited to see. Before we are jumping back in the second and third row, we're just going to touch upon this new center display. Because here Volvo have done 3 changes. Firstly, it is bigger than the current XC90. Here we have 11.2 inches compared to the 9 inches in the current XC90. This screen also have a higher resolution, so everything are laser sharp. And there's a completely new interface on this screen. Everything are not 100% up to speed, especially with this new screen layout. It's just in a demo mode. But what I noticed here, we have a drive mode available. Fairly easy access from the main screen, drive mode. So that is quite good. And the last part with this screen, it is now fully capacitive. So it will be much faster to navigate. And Volvo have also worked on making it easier to reach what you want in the menu. So you don't have to go through so many menu layers. They will reduce the number of interactions you have to have with the screen, a number of taps. Because on some things you have to maybe press the screen like 3 or 4 times in the current XC90, but it will reduce that maybe to 1, 2, maybe 3. I haven't pressed too much around on this screen. But one thing I liked, dry mode. We can also sneak in something else if it's active. Let's see if I can, because a cool thing with this new facelift, here we have it. We have the split screen layout. Finally, that is something that as people have requested and waited for. Now the passenger door are open, but as you see here, split screen layout. Backup camera and the bird's view 360 camera. Really, really appreciated. This is a good function. So that was good that are so easy accessible. I can't start the car now, but yeah, design wise I think this looks pretty darn good. But now we have to jump in the back seats, and after that the third row. And now as we jump in the second row, we are still greeted with these beautiful materials. Also this integrated sun cover integrated in the door, just as we know it on the current XC90. But beautiful materials. This new Bowers & Wilkins speaker cover, beautiful. We also have this quilting material in the second row, and also not in the third row, but yeah, this in the second row. Looks pretty good. This is just the small details, the small touches. But let's see if we still have the party trick as the XC90 always offers. Individual adjustable second row. This is one of the things I really appreciate with the current XC90. Individually adjustable, and you can also tilt the backrest. Because this, you also have an abundance of space. So much space, so pleasant for a long road trip. But yeah, that is something I really cherish with the XC90. Individually adjustable second row, and you can also tilt the back seats. And it's beautiful Nordico material. This is growing on me really, really fast. This is definitely something I could see myself ordering. But now we're going to do the last part and jump in the third row. And that is also quite easy to do if you're familiar with the XC90. One tap, then you can get access to this third row. But maybe I did it wrong now, because I will actually climb in the third row. Then we have to do the other tap on top here, because then you can slide the seat forward. And I will try to jump in. I'm just going to fold that seat so you can see the space I have. And with some magic tricks, it's time to jump in the third row. And this is what makes the EX90 unique. I could just fold as well this middle seat. Let's see, get a hold of the flap. Away with the belt. Let's see, I did it in the wrong order. And so. And this is what makes the XC90 unique, the 7 seats, especially in the plug-in hybrid. Because how many cars in this segment, the premium SUV, can offer 7 seats and also a plug-in hybrid options? You can't find it in the BMW X5, and you can't find it in the Porsche Cayenne. And I think you can't find it in GLE either, maybe the GLS. But this is what makes the XC90 unique. And now this seat are almost in the back, the furthest position backwards. I still have enough space for my knees. I'm just 1 meter and 70 centimeters, so 170, but I have enough space. And I think actually 170 are the maximum height to be here in this third row. But you can definitely be here for shorter trips. We have cup holders, we have air vents, really nice, and a little storage room with the spider going on. We still have the XC90 spider, cool little touch. But that was the third row. Now it's time to jump out again. Just one tap, one push, and then I'm free. So now we have looked at the exterior changes and also a quick look at the interior. As you see, this is an extensive facelift. But we also have a couple of elements under the skin that we can't see. And one of those are that Volvo have enhanced the suspension on the new XC90. And one of the things they have added is something that's called FSD, frequency selective dampers. That is something we saw on the XC40 model 24. And what the frequency selective dampers do is that when you're driving on a highway or maybe a country road with even road, maybe you have longer curves in the pavement or in the road, then the suspension will stiffen up. And on the opposite side, if you're driving on like a city street, maybe you have faster movements in the springs, like cobblestones or potholes, then the dampers will soften up. So you get like a little bit of both, like Winnie the Pooh. You get the comfort and you get the sport. So that is new on the XC90. Another thing Volvo have done with the XC90 under the skin, we have a new integral link in the rear. This is a technical thing. I'm not 100% sure all the specifications on this link, but this is a redesigned or new for model 25.5, this facelift. And what it does, it helps with stability and traction when you're towing. So that is appreciated. And when we are talking about towing, the XC90 in the B5 and B6 can tow up to 2,700 kilos. This T8 plug-in hybrid twin engine something can tow 2,400 kilos. And the last part are when we're talking about the mild hybrid, because the mild hybrid options have a new combustion cycle, MP or MF Miller. This is a new combustion cycle that gives the more efficient, for increased efficiency. So sadly, we don't get the mild hybrids in Norway, but I have good experience with the B5, the diesel version. That was really efficient compared to my previous owned XC90 D5 without the mild hybrid. So hopefully one day I get to experience the new mild hybrid options with the B5 and B6. That is what we have under the skin. And I also mentioned earlier in this video on the interior part that now the A pillars and B pillars, we have this acoustic foam within the pillars for a better noise insulation. And that is the things we have under the skin. That was it for the XC90 presentation. Exterior tour, interior tour, under the skin, motor options, and also that is available from today. I hope you have enjoyed this video. I will try to make 2 or 3 more videos. Time is flying as always in these studio slots. But overall, I really like the new XC90. But there's one car or one trim option I would love to see, and that is the dark version. That is probably more suitable for my taste on the exterior, but the interior here, oh, I just love this cardamom Nordico. So interior, definitely 9 out of 10. But I will make another video with my own thoughts. I will try to make the good and then the bad and the ugly with this new XC90. So I think I will wrap it up here. I hope you have enjoyed this video, and drop a comment down below what you think about the exterior changes on this bright version. This is the bright dusk metallic. What do you think? Is it something you missed? Is it something you don't like, something you like? Drop a comment down below and we have a discussion there in the chat. Thank you for watching, and as always, I appreciate every like, every comment, and for new viewers, if you would consider subscribing to my channel. So that's it for this time. I'll see you in the next one. Take care and bye bye. You know, I don't work for Volvo by any means. I'm a free agent, and I actually have a non-related work, nothing related to Volvo. I work at the elementary school, 100%, 5 days a week, 8 to 4. And I also work in a grocery store at evenings and every other weekend. So that is what pays the bills and give me the opportunity to realize my Volvo dreams. So that is some background about me. And this Volvo Christian project in social media and as a content creator, I do this of my passion to Volvo. I don't get paid. This is just my passion. I'm a Volvo enthusiast. I'm a Volvo owner. I'm actually on my 11th Volvo today. My S60, so that is my 11th Volvo. So that is what makes me unique in this content creator, because I am an enthusiast and an owner. So it's a real pinch me in the arm moment that I finally are here today. Super grateful. So a huge thanks to Volvo Norway, but I also want to give a huge thanks to everyone that follows me on my social media platforms. Giving Instagram, I started Instagram in, I think it was 2016. So it's 8 years since. And I think it was like 1 or 2 years ago since I really started this YouTube thing more seriously and started creating content. So a huge thanks to everyone that follows me on these platforms, and especially a huge thanks to all that have pressed subscribed and likes on my videos and interacting with me on this, the content I'm creating. This wouldn't be possible without my hard work, but also without your support and that you are subscribed to my channel. So a huge thanks to each and every one.